Many experts predict that the major cause of conflict in the world will be access to fresh, clean water. To avoid this conflict, they suggest that there is an urgent need to work together on ways to share what remains of this vital resource. This is the story of how Southern Africa has become a world leader in learning how to cooperatively manage its water resources across borders. In 1995, the Southern African Development Community launched a groundbreaking process for cooperation in the management of shared rivers and streams. The Protocol for Shared Water Courses set out a governance framework that heralded a modern approach to transboundary water management. Alignment of the protocol in 2003 with the United Nations Water Courses Convention sent a clear signal that cooperation rather than conflict was key in ensuring enough water and healthy ecosystem for the future. The protocol guides member states on issues such as being aware of and informing one another about development plans that might affect others, working together to avoid degradation of the environment, setting up joint management institutions, and alerting neighbors about emergencies. Almost 20 years after it was signed, an evaluation of the protocol's implementation reveals a growing awareness and sustained dialogue about the value of sharing water and the benefit it brings. The SADC Protocol was designed to support the broader SADC imperatives for integration, economic development, equity and peace, as well as security around water, energy and food resources. Transboundary water resources characterize the region, with members on the mainland sharing river basins. 5 SADC member states get more than 50% of their water from outside their boundaries, highlighting how interdependent water resource development is. 14 major river basins and a number of aquifers are shared by 2 or more countries. Resources are not evenly distributed, and the nation's capacity to store and manage water varies widely. Unpredictable and uneven rainfall complicates planning and management, threatening livelihoods, food security, and economic development. Prior to the protocol, there were very few basin-level shared water courses institutions in the SADC region. Almost 20 years later, the region has overtaken most of the world, boasting basin-wide agreements for the Orange Sengu, Inko Maputo, Kunene, Okavango, Limpopo, Zambezi, Rovuma, Congo, and Lake Tanganyika. The protocol has helped SADC lay the foundation for integrated water resources management and development and infrastructure, in the process creating the necessary policy instruments and institutions. The region's river basin organizations are working to complement existing studies with more comprehensive management plans. They recognize the urgency for basins that are developing rapidly and are likely to approach stress in the next decade. This process can take time because it requires approval and financial support from each national government. Regional legal frameworks such as the protocol take into account the inherent physical, economic, and political diversity in the region. The SADC Secretariat is instrumental in rectification, domestication, and implementation of the protocol at the member state level to pave the way for harmonization and alignment of national laws. The protocol has helped build and instill a cooperative spirit and environment on transboundary water resources development and management. Shared water course institutions set up under the protocol engage policymakers and water practitioners in analyzing problems and participating in cross-border learning. The protocol has supported the development of skills needed to manage the scarce transboundary water resources well into the future. However, with increasing pressures on water comes the need for greater capacity for research and management. A crowning achievement of the protocol is that member states now see groundwater as a whole, rather than focusing on separate agreements and institutions for shared aquifers. This is important because groundwater use in one basin can affect surface water in another. The protocol has fostered the belief that issues, differences, or even conflicts can be managed through cooperation. With flooding topping the list of emergencies in the SADC regions, plans are now evolving for advanced warning systems and other information support made possible by new technology. The protocol also mandates member states to protect and conserve land and water ecosystems and to manage pollution, environment degradation, and invasive species. Maintaining the flow of enough water to sustain vital natural processes is a key element of this work. The protocol has gained global recognition and has enabled mobilization of funds from international cooperating partners who see value in associating themselves with the program. International cooperating partners have played a critical role in promoting and supporting implementation of the protocol. The next challenge is to plan and coordinate joint development and cooperative management of water resources. This will require an increase in funding from the member states for core activities and the regional and joint infrastructure. Growing economies in the region will help this become a reality. The region is experiencing unprecedented growth in primary sectors such as agriculture, mining, and oil and gas. This will have a considerable impact on water resources, greater demand, and potentially decreasing water quality. Climate change also has profound implications for water management. It is predicted that rainfall and river flows will change quite noticeably, creating new challenges for transboundary water management. The protocol is well placed to help facilitate adaptation measures. As good neighbors, we share the benefit from water that crosses national borders. This reflects an age-old tradition of sharing, a feature of the social and cultural heritage of Southern Africa. Through the SADC Protocol on shared water courses, we are managing our water future together. This slideshow is based on the finding of an evaluation of the implementation of the SADC Protocol on shared water courses completed in 2014. The evaluation makes a series of recommendations for the continued strengthening of the protocol.